the next episode of AMC's Better Call Saul.
There's something I need to do at work. I want to make a good impression. Everything okay?
Everything's fine.
Kim, we've got a huge problem.
It'll never happen again.
Price isn't an issue.
What the hell's the matter with me?
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the new promo trailer for next week's episode of Better Call Saul, Season 4, Episode 5, Quite a Ride. With that being said, major warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to episode 404, and let's jump right into this. Okay, so episode 404 was alright, but it was definitely more of a setup episode than anything. It was a bit slower than I would have liked, but I suppose not every episode can be amazing. Did you guys think that episode 404 talk was slightly boring, or do you think it stands strong alongside all the other episodes this season? Anyways, heading on to episode 405, we have a lot of different storylines built up throughout all the different characters. Episode 404 was almost all the characters alone doing their own thing, and I feel like everything was definitely set up for episode 405, so hopefully we'll see a bunch of payoff next episode. Considering next week is technically the mid-season episode, I would hope that something huge would happen, but who knows with this season. Although I have been enjoying this season, the last episode just felt odd, and in my opinion this season has been having its difficulties finding its groove and everything, as it seems more like the aftermath of season 3 rather than picking up the pace with a new story for a new season. Because every season has had this fresh feel going into it, but I'm not so sure about season 4. The cartel side of things has really been picking up with Nacho and Gus, and I get how Chuck's death is rippling throughout the season as all the characters process it differently, but it just feels like something is missing. The show can be a real slow burn at times, and it makes sense how they'd want to focus so much on the way Jimmy has been reacting to Chuck's death, all with it being a part of his transformation into Saul, but I want to see it move forward more. I don't know, maybe I just want more productive screen time with Jimmy, but let me know what you guys think. In the next episode, Jimmy tells Kim that he needs to do something at work and that he wants to make a good impression. He already painted the front windows of his shop last episode due to being bored all day, so what else could he possibly do next? We see him sitting in an office of cubicles talking to someone, so is this possible meeting also related to his work?
Are you associating with any known criminals?
This meeting was also in previous season 4 trailers, where the person asked Jimmy if he associates with any known criminals, and as we can see from this promo trailer, he seems to be doing exactly that. So first off, we see what appears to be Jimmy after hours purchasing a bunch of burner phones. We can see him counting a bunch of money in front of the cash register on his right, along with a big box of phones on his left. I assume that Jimmy is using some of his Hummel's money in order to purchase phones from his store. Did he get this idea to be a burner phone supplier due to what Iris said last episode about new job, new phone? So ever since we started breaking down all the season 4 promo trailers, we've been wondering what Jimmy was up to walking around all confident in that jumpsuit as he hustles packages to bikers, but now it seems like he's selling burner phones to criminals. Will this come around and bite him in the ass when he gets asked about associating with any known criminals? Because the synopsis for episode 405 reads, Jimmy identifies a new market for his talents, Mike vets a potential partnership, and Kim drives a hard bargain. So Jimmy tapping into a new market for his talents definitely sounds like the whole burner phone idea, but what about the Mike situation? Last episode left off on quite the cliffhanger with Gus, so will the next episode pick up right where we left off at that same meeting, or will it jump to the next day or something? Near the beginning of season 3, we had a cliffhanger of Mike talking to Gus on that road during their first face-to-face meeting, and they immediately continued it at the beginning of the next episode, so it's fair to say that they'll do the same thing here. At the end of the last episode, Mike wasn't backing down or hesitating towards Gus whatsoever. It's not like Mike purposely wants to insult Gus or make a fool of him, but Mike is a very straightforward guy, and he doesn't enjoy them playing a game on him. Mike wants to know what they called him there for, and he's confident enough in his abilities that he's not going to play into any of their intimidation tactics. Gus knows how useful and loyal Mike can be, so he's really giving him some leeway, as Mike will eventually become one of Gus's best right-hand men. Gus knows how to read people and groom them into playing a part of his overall business, so treating Mike's confidence with respect is exactly what I assume Gus will do. In the next episode, we see Gus and Mike meeting somewhere together, but there also appears to be some third person with glasses, since Gus is using Nacho to take advantage of the cartel situation while Hector is still recovering. He's been able to weaken the Salamancas while blaming it on another gang, causing the Salamanca twins to wipe them out completely. In the beginning of episode 404, we even saw Gus's grunt Diego drop off the same bag of drugs that was supposedly stolen from Arturo when his vehicle was shot up, so when the twins would arrive there, they would find that bag and assume that they were the ones that did shoot up Arturo and Nacho. Now that Mike has confronted Gus about Nacho, will Mike be let in on the entire situation, and will Mike be someone that Nacho can turn to? We hear Mike saying price isn't a problem, but is he talking about the amount of money that he's being paid for the job that he's doing for Gus, or is he literally talking about the character Price, spelled P-R-Y-C-E, you know, the guy who got the pills for Nacho in the first place? Next up, I wanted to briefly mention Howard. Oh god, do I ever feel bad for this guy. I may dedicate an entire video focusing on him along with the debate of whether or not he should feel guilty about Chuck's death, but oh boy does he look rough here. It seems as though he's still taking out Chuck's death on himself, but he's taken Kim's advice to stay away from her and Jimmy. I feel so bad for this guy. He was just trying to open up and be honest, but because of what Kim said to him, he's scared to even approach Jimmy now due to being afraid of it causing more of an issue. All Howard wants is to make things right, but he was told to keep to himself, so sadly that's exactly what he's doing. And now since Kim said this, I believe that this leads Howard to tell Jimmy that he's alright in the bathroom, when obviously he's not. Howard doesn't want to bother Jimmy or say anything that would make Jimmy go and tell Kim that he's talking to him. And speaking of Kim, it seems as though her meddling at the courthouse has caused Paige from Mesa Verde to get mad at her. Was it possibly because Kim's helper made a mistake in the work that she did? Maybe Kim possibly slacked on skimming over the work, not noticing the mistake? I bet if Kim would have just done the job herself, she would have done it right. It could have also been because Kim maybe wasn't somewhere when she was supposed to be, or maybe it was because she was slacking on her work, but she tells Paige that whatever it was, it won't happen again. That being said, she doesn't seem too worried or concerned about it either. She just kind of has a flat look on her face. Has she honestly lost her interest for working with Mesa Verde like that? Is she really just gonna give up on her successful opportunity to go and work in public defense or something along those lines? Like, why doesn't she just take the judge's advice? Leave any theories down below. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine. Feel free to subscribe for more Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad content in the near future, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support the channel, consider checking out my Patreon as well. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter too, link to both of those in the description. I'm fairly active on Twitter even when I'm not posting videos, and I'm always retweeting everything I can involving both Better Call Saul and the Walking Dead universe. But anyways guys, as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!